Hello friends, and I welcome you to this session of our paper 2, right? In this we are doing one of the topics from which you would find one or two questions each year, right? This is inserting the missing numbers or missing characters, right? This is supposedly an important topic, but I would say this is again a very dicey topic, right? Because there is no fixed rule as such. You have to look at the logic in one particular problem. There is no logic as such which runs through all the problems. You have to look at each particular problem individually and construct logic there and then, right? So this topic is more or less based on hit and trial, and hence we cannot do much about this topic. What we can do is we can practice as many problems as possible, right? So since there is no logic, and usually you are given a geometrical figure or some figure, and there are some alphabets or numbers written there, and there is a missing term. You have to find that missing term. So I have taken few examples from previous year papers which we would solve together, and I don't think that we can actually look for a logic because there is not. Just like a number series topic, you cannot find any particular logic, but you can, by practice, you can look at a few sequences which often repeat in various exams, right? So I am taking few examples from our exam. Let's see how we are going to work with these. So in the first question, this one, there are two boxes. First box has 2, 6, 80 and 24. The second box has 3, question mark, 120 and 36, right? So if we keep on looking, we can all look at first is 2, then 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 4 is 24, and then there is 80. We cannot find any logic to this 80, right? Then we can also see something like 2 divided by 80 is 40, 6 divided by 24 is 4, then 3 divided by 120 is 80, then this divided by this should be 4, so this should be 9, and we have something called 9 in answer choices. So by hit and trial we found that 9 is the answer. So options usually help you. Actually options do not help you. You have to work with hit and trial, and if some option fits in, then you would just tick that option, right? So here the answer was 9 because that's the logic. That was the logic which questioner has used. So again, just like number series, you might find some other logic as well, but questioner might have some different logic. So you, even after having a correct logic, you might not get the right answer choice. So the only thing which you can do is, you can, if you find the logic just after seeing the problem, let's say you saw the problem and you can easily find the logic, then you can do this question, or you can devote around 30 to 40 seconds or even a minute on such kind of questions. But don't be stuck on these questions, because if you are stuck on these questions, you might end up wasting around 2 to 3 minutes, which are very crucial in our exam kind of scenario, right? So I would advise, don't be stuck in these kind of questions. If you are not able to solve these questions, just leave these questions to be solved at the end of the paper if you have time to solve them, right? Otherwise, don't be stuck. That's the basic idea of this lecture, right? To let you know how to approach these questions, because there are no definitive way, and it's purely hit and trial. You would see when you practice most of the questions that it is purely hit and trial. So no need to be stuck on one particular thing, right? So let's go to next question, and if you approach the next question, you would see that here it is 84, here it is 12, right? You can very well see the logic between 12 and 84, and then 9 and 81 also. You see when you divide 84 by 12, you would get 7, and double of that is here, 14. Similarly, when you divide 81 by 9, you would get 9, double of 9 is here, 18. So you are pretty sure when you divide this by this, 88 by 11, 8, and double of that would be here, which should be 16. So 16 has to be here, right? So this was a CSAT question, right? And if you were able to solve it, you were you could have got 2 marks. Otherwise, if the logic did not strike you, you are helpless, right? You cannot do anything about it because there is no actually funda behind these questions. But it was an easy one. You can actually see a trend in all these boxes. So usually if there are 2 or 3 figures, you can still figure out what kind of trend is there. But there can be questions where there are only 2 figures, like this one, right? So this question was, I would say, tougher than this one, because in this, if you are thinking of any particular logic, you can vet and you can see that your logic works in 2 figures, right? In this, there was only 1 figure, and then there was another figure where we have to find a question mark. So we cannot just cross check whether the logic we are thinking was right or wrong, right? So usually if lots of these questions are there, just find out questions which has more than 2 figures so that you can easily solve them. So there can be questions something like this, right? So here also, if you see, there is 5 here, there is 20 here, right? So 5 4s are 20 can be one logic. 3 here, 12 here. This, so one logic can be 3. So if you can start looking it as 2, then 5, then 3, then so 2 plus 3 5, right? This can be one thing. Then so next is 6 plus 8, 6 plus 20, there has to be something, so it's not a logic. Then you can look for something else. Let's say, let's see the alternate number. So it is 2 here, then it is 3 here, then it is 8 here, right? It is 12 here. Can you make any logic? So we have added 1 here, then we have added 5 here, then we have added 4. So nothing looks logical here, right? Everything looks haywire, so we cannot find any logic. Now then you can start looking at opposite cells. So 5 and 20 are opposite. So how are they connected? 5 4s are 20. Similarly 3 and 12 are opposite. How are they connected? 3 4s are 12. Similarly 2 and 4 are connected. How are they connected? It would be 2 into 4, 8. So 6 and question mark should be connected. And how would they be connected? 6 4s are 24. So 24 should be our answer. So in place of question mark, we would put a 24, right? But again, you would see that it's just hit and trial. I have tried multiple logics, and luckily one of the logic is fitting in this question. If I have tried it for 2-3 minutes and I could not find a logic, I would have left it, because there is no point wasting time over these questions, right? Let's see another one, which again is a problem from the exam, right? It says 8 3 5. So when you are given a square kind of situation, you can either read vertically or horizontally, right? So there can be 2 ways to find logic, either vertical or horizontal, right? So just try and see vertically. Can we find any logic vertically? So it's 8 3 5. Seems like 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. 10 11 7 10. We cannot apply the same logic here. Then 7, so which means a vertical logic is not working. Let's see horizontal. So our horizontal is 8 11 17. So 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 17, right? 11 plus 6 is 17, sorry. Then it comes 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 8 15. So we can make out a logic. Firstly, we are adding some number to the first number. So we added 3 here. So 8 plus 3, and it becomes 11. Then we add double of it here. So 11 plus 6 to get 17. Similarly, we added 4 here and double of 4 here. Similarly, we added now 5 here and double of 5 here, right? So this becomes 20. So 20 would be our answer. The other logic which you can see is we are adding 3 4 5 here, we are adding 6 8 and 10 here, right? Even that logic would work, right? So that's how we solved this one. Again, a hit and trial thing, nothing conceptual about it. So here it would be 20, but I would again advise, if you cannot solve it for more than 1 minute, just leave it and go ahead. Now this one, again, this is slightly different figure. You have 2 5 252 here, 4112 and 584. Can you make out anything? So I can see it, right? If you cannot, then you have to leave it. There is no other way out. So it's 5 into 1 5, 4 into 2 8, 2 into 2 4. So 584 is made like this. Let's see if this logic works similarly in the next figure. It's 3 into 2 6, 3 into 3 9 and 2 into 2 4. So it works. So the first one is by calculating the middle two terms. So here it would be 6 ones are 6, it would be 6, right? Then it has to be 7 into 1 7, and finally 4 into 2 8. So the answer is 678, which is luckily in our answer choices. So we would take this 678 and move ahead. Again, you would see it's hit and trial. It's purely luck based questions. I don't know why these questions are there. According to me, if there is no logic, there is no clear-cut logic behind a question, it should not be there in an exam. But nevertheless, it is there and we have to perform. So let it be. Now this one, it says 9 16 25 36 18 21 64 116 9 16 1 dash 14, right? Now if you look clearly, you can try various things. So first thing which struck me here was something like, let's make 18 somehow. So can we do 25 minus 9? No, it would become 16, right? Can we do 36 minus 16? No, it would become 20. So 18, yeah, then 16 plus 20 divided by 2 is 18, right? So this logic seems to be working. What I have done is 25 here minus 9 16, here 36 minus 16 20, right? I added both, 20 plus 16 36 and divided by 18, right? So this is one. Then let's see, does it work here? So 25 minus 1 is 24, 64 minus 16 should be what? 48, right? So 48 plus 24 divided by 2 is not 18. So it's not working here, which means our logic is flawed. In first, the logic worked very well, but in second, the logic failed. So let's look for another logic. What you can see is 9, 16, 25, 36 are all squares, right? So if we take square roots of this, so it becomes 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18. So we are getting 18. Similarly, from second figure, it's 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. So we are getting 18. Now we want to have 14 here. How do we get 14? So we have already 1 plus 4, which is 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, right? So 8 is already there. We need 6. So here it has to be square of 6, which is 36. So here it is 36. Now I cannot give you some fundas here, right? All I can say is you have to practice, right? I would also try to put few questions, but there are plenty of options which are where you can practice online as well. I would post some links in the discussion forum so that you can practice and you can be well versed with any kind of shape which can be asked in the question. So the basic agenda of this lecture was to make you realize that there can be questions which you would not be able to do even after the full preparation, because they are based on hit and trial. You cannot help them, right? And then the only way out is you try it for 1 minute. If it is not if you're not able to do it, just move ahead, right? So that's all for this video. I hope that you understood the basic crux about this topic, and I hope that you would do your best to tackle this topic. So again, wishing you all the best for your preparations, and thanks for watching this video.